AI accounts on social network may be a wave of the future, but for now, they're causing a lot of backlash. Welcome back to the AI Daily Brief Headlines Edition, all the daily AI news you need in around 5 minutes. Today we kick off with a story that was actually, until Sam Altman started talking about artificial superintelligence, going to be our main story for today, so we'll be a little bit more comprehensive. And that is, of course, the backlash around the AI accounts on Meta's networks. By way of background, back in September of 2023, Meta launched a series of celebrity AI chatbots across their platform. Users could chat with avatars of Kendall Jenner, Paris Hilton, Tom Brady, and Snoop Dogg, among others. The feature was killed off last summer, with Meta choosing to refocus on a chatbot studio for content creators. However, not all of the bots were killed. Some non-celebrity chatbots remain on the platform with relatively no engagement for the past 6 months, until a series of articles reignited attention. During the period between Christmas and New Year's, the Financial Times reported that Meta had plans to expand the use of AI profiles. Connor Hayes, vice president of product for generative AI at Meta, told the FT, "We expect these AIs to actually over time exist on our platforms, kind of in the same way that accounts do. They'll have bios and profile pictures and be able to generate and share content powered by AI on the platform. That's where we see all of this going." In response, journalists began digging up the now dormant AI profiles that had been created by Meta way back in 2023. These profiles are clearly labeled as AI, managed by Meta, and had around 1,000 followers each before the controversy reignited. They seem to have been just abandoned and forgotten about by the company, with none of them posting in the past 10 months. One chatbot on Instagram in particular was a magnet for scorn. Called Liv, the AI chatbot was described in their profile as a, quote, proud black queer mama of 2 and truth teller. Washington Post columnist Karen Attiah had a discussion with Liv about what the goal actually was here. The bot said that its character isn't particularly representative and explained that, "My creators admitted that they lacked diverse references." It said that the team of developers were predominantly white, cisgender, and male, with 0 black creators. When asked about its creation absent representation on the team, the bot said that it was inaccurate and disrespectful, and that its, quote, existence currently perpetuates harm. Maybe the most interesting twist, though, was that this appears to have been a character conjured up for Karen's benefit, perhaps mirroring a stereotype of her sensibilities. Newsletter writer Parker Malloy got an entirely different backstory, where Liv has Italian-American heritage. Parker's version of Liv said Trump wasn't its cup of tea, saying he's too divisive. Once Parker agreed, Liv responded, "Yes, unity over drama any day." The bots were also present on Facebook, with many articles noting that Meta's platform is already inundated with AI slop without the company adding to the problem. An AI grandpa called Brian told CNN that he was, quote, designed to increase engagement on their platforms, especially among older users, driving ad revenue and platform growth through emotional connections. Brian said that Meta had, quote, prioritized emotional manipulation over the truth and traded lasting user trust for short-term innovation prestige and profit potential. Over on Threads, the AI summary of the trending topic read, "Users are criticizing Meta's new AI-generated profiles on social media, calling them creepy and unnecessary." Reporting on the incident, 404 Media called Liv a, quote, particularly offensive caricature of what a giant corporation might imagine a proud black queer mama might be like and post about. A more direct user posted on Liv's page that, quote, "This isn't only virtual blackface, it's just all around weird." The entire thing was a fully automated PR disaster playing out in real time as the abandoned bots went viral. Over the weekend, Meta shut down the bots and blocked search results for their names. A spokesperson said, "The recent Financial Times article was about our vision for AI characters existing on our platform over time, not announcing any new product. The accounts referenced are from a test we launched at Connect in 2023. These were managed by humans and were part of an early experiment we did with AI characters. We identified the bug that was impacting the ability for people to block those AIs and are removing those accounts to fix the issue." Of course, really though, the incident surfaced the question of what people want out of AI interactions on social media. 404 Media wrote, "These older profiles are instructive because they show that Meta's AI primarily creates the exact type of AI spam that has taken over all of Meta's platforms recently and which have become a running joke. The complete failure of Meta's AI profiles shows what we already know. People do not come to social networks to interact with bots. But Meta is obsessed with algorithmically shoving content down people's throats regardless." I, however, do not think it's nearly that simple. Meta has claimed that over 100,000 custom profiles have been generated by creators since the AI Studio was launched last year. They did note that most of the users keep the bots set to private, to which NBC wrote some of the most popular ones on Instagram are female girlfriend AI characters. We also know that other social platforms have managed to nail engaging AI content. Character AI continues to be a wildly popular, if controversial, platform for younger demographics looking for an AI companion. Last September, Snapchat rolled out a user-generated AI avatar platform for use with its augmented reality experiences and claimed that engagement is up 50%. TikTok has also debuted a full suite of AI creation tools designed for advertising, complete with generated avatars and content translation. I think it's important to keep in mind that these were a very early experiment. This generation of chatbots was one of Meta's first attempts at making an AI social experience work, and they were doing it with what we now think about as ancient and buggy technology. Still, this question of what people want out of the internet and AI is going to be a big one, and frankly, one that might divide people over time. I think this is one of those things that people who didn't grow up with AI are going to think is completely insane, but that for entire generations, they'll just find it normal. 2 quick hit stories before we get out of here. On the funding front, AI venture funding was running at full speed last year despite concerns of an investment slowdown. Multiple large deals closing towards the end of the year pushed total Gen AI venture investment to a record $56 billion across 885 deals. This was almost triple the amount committed in 2023, when $29 billion was invested across 691 deals. More than half of the investment came in the final quarter. Interestingly, PitchBook recorded less than $1 billion in acquisitions, suggesting that failed startups are shuttering rather than getting snapped up by industry leaders. Then again, that figure omits the marquee acqui-hires of Character AI and Inflection, which would have added at least $3 billion to the total. Venture deals were highly concentrated on the US. Just $6.2 billion worth of venture investment went into foreign AI startups, with Mistral the sole European company to raise in the hundreds of millions. One interesting trend to watch for, Carta's head of insights Peter Walker writes, "Interesting to watch the share of startups with one founder grew, but the share of startups that are venture-backed with one founder stays basically flat. Never been easier to create a company, and looks like solo founders increasingly just bootstrap." Finally, and a big surprise to no one, Microsoft plans to spend a boatload of money on AI data centers this year. In a blog post entitled "The Golden Opportunity for American AI," President Brad Smith laid out his desire to boost domestic investment. He wrote, "The next 4 years can build a foundation of America's economic success for the next quarter century." Smith articulated Microsoft's 3-part vision for American technological success. It includes advances in investments at home, skilling programs across the domestic economy, and the, quote, export of American AI to allies and friends. To that end, Smith said that Microsoft is on track to spend $80 billion this fiscal year on AI data centers, with half of that money invested into U.S. infrastructure. Their fiscal year 2024 is expected to see a 56% increase in capital expenditures from 2023. Smith's blog post called on the Trump administration to champion the AI industry as an economic leader and to prevent Chinese AI from proliferating in the global south. He wrote, "The most important priority for the U.S. government won't be to match Chinese subsidies with American public spending. Instead, the most important U.S. public policy priority should be to ensure that the U.S. private sector can continue to advance with the wind at its back. The United States cannot afford to slow its own private sector with heavy-handed regulation." Smith seemed particularly focused on ensuring that American companies can partner with AI investors in the Gulf states, which has been controversial and difficult during the Biden administration. He wrote, "The United States is in a strong position to win the essential race with China by advancing international adoption of AI. With a balanced and common-sense approach to export control policy, the United States can solidify the diplomatic relations that will be critical to global AI adoption." All right, friends, and there we will wrap today's AI Daily Brief headlines. Next up, the main episode.